FuelCell 890 V10 something or other from New Balance. Welcome back folks, I'm Lloyd Purvis and this is Run4Adventure. We are back today with another 200-mile shoe review. These reviews seem really popular on the channel, so we're going to keep them coming. So today we are taking a look at the FuelCell 890 V8 from New Balance. The 890 V8 is a lightweight neutral road running shoe, and it's one of the shoes that has really surprised me this year with how well it's performed. So the first thing we need to talk about is the performance of the New Balance shoe running it over 200 miles. Before I managed to get hold of a pair of the 890 V8s, I had a lot of viewers and a lot of friends recommend to me that I get hold of a pair of New Balance shoes that feature this FuelCell compound. They all said very similar things about the compound. They'd love the performance, they'd love the softness, the plushness, especially the comfort on longer runs. So I've got to be honest, I was very surprised. The first time I took the shoe out of the box, ran off down the road in it, I was surprised how firm this midsole was in the 890 V8. Not that that's a negative thing. Personally, I'm not a lover of really soft, squishy midsoles. I like a bit of firmness to my shoes because I think it makes them feel a little bit more responsive. So after being pretty surprised with how firm the midsole was in this shoe, I thought I'd do a little bit of research when it comes to the FuelCell compound. And what I found out is there's lots of different variants of that compound throughout the New Balance range. So it's actually injected with nitrogen. So take for instance the FuelCell Rebel, another shoe within the range. It's a much softer, bouncier, plusher midsole than you would get in the 890 V8. Even though that midsole was a bit firmer than what I was expecting, I have still been really impressed with the performance of this shoe. So I've taken it on longer, slower recovery runs. I've done intervals and tempo runs in it, and it has handled all of them sessions extremely well. In fact, the only thing I haven't done is race in the shoe. Unfortunately, we got it just before we went into lockdown, so I haven't had the chance to put it through its race paces. But I've felt with the performance, it's very smooth, this shoe, through transition. And what I mean by that is I tend to strike on a midfoot, outside edge, and then transition through to toe off. And I think because of this unique sort of midsole shape on the FuelCell midsole, being slightly wider at the midfoot and then slightly rolled up at the lateral edge, I think it just makes it very easy for me to transition through my running cycles. So really happy with how the shoe has performed. When it comes to the weight, 244 grams in a UK 9.5. I personally think that's a great weight of a running shoe that's going to cross over to all aspects of your running. So you've got enough weight there to give you a nice level of cushioning, a nice level of comfort, and a good level of structure. But then when you want to do your speed work intervals, it's still very light and very responsive. And then if you want to cross it over to race day, you've still got a nice snappy shoe, but it's going to be comfortable over them racing miles. So for me, the 890 V8 really does cross over to all aspects of my running extremely well. A big standout feature of the FuelCell 890 V8 has to be the fit and the feel of this upper. One of the most comfortable uppers I think I've put on this year so far. So you've got this really nice engineered mesh, very lightweight, very breathable around your foot. The tongue shape is quite unique, really awesome fit around the ankle. The tongue is gusseted in the shoe, so you get that nice specific feel and hold down at the midfoot. Level of cushioning in the tongue and in the heel, perfect for me. Not over cushioned, just the right level to give you a nice level of comfort throughout the shoe. And a really good lockdown in that heel cup as well. So you add all them things up together and what you're left with is a running shoe upper that you don't really notice. It doesn't feel like you've got a shoe on your foot. And for me personally, that is a really important part of my running shoes. But when we come to talking about the fit of the New Balance 890 V8, I would say it does size up a little bit small on sizing. This is a UK 9.5. I'm normally a 9.5 in most of my shoes, and it's only been an issue on some of the longer runs that I've done in the shoe. In fact, the last run I went out on was just under 17 miles. I'm actually standing here now as we film with a bit of a sore big toe on my slightly longer foot. So the shoe definitely sizes up small. It's the only regret I have that I didn't get it in a UK 10 in the first place, but that's just a personal size issue for me. But if you are thinking about purchasing and getting hold of a pair of the 890 V8s, I would definitely recommend going up half a size. The last thing we're going to talk about when it comes to performance of this shoe is the outsole. And it's one of the areas we were a little bit concerned about when we did our initial 50-mile review. If you haven't watched that, please go and check it out. This Revlite compound on the forefoot was showing a bit of wear after 50 miles. To be honest, we shouldn't have been worried. The outsole of the shoe looks pretty much the same after adding another 150 miles, so no issues there. This Revlite compound is quite soft, but again, New Balance say it's pretty durable, and what I can vouch for is it's very, very grippy. Great level of traction in the shoe, but there's no signs of any excessive wear on any part of the outsole or any part of the shoe, to be honest. The upper, this lightweight mesh upper, is holding up really well. No signs of any fatigue at the flex points or anything like that. Midsole, again, feels very similar to how it did when we first took it out of the box. So still a good level of comfort, still nice and responsive. So that is a bit of an insight into how we felt putting 200 miles into the FuelCell 890 V8. But let's wrap up this 200-mile review with a quick conclusion. I personally feel that the 890 V8 is a really good all-round running shoe. It's performed really well over the slower and faster paced runs. The level of fit, comfort and performance from this upper have been a massive surprise. It really is a comfortable place to be when you're out getting your running miles in. But what I would say is if you're the type of runner that wants that real deep, soft, cushioned, bouncy ride, then maybe the 890 V8 isn't the shoe for you. I think there's some shoes in the New Balance range that would do that a lot better. But if you're the type of runner that wants that lightweight, responsive training shoe that's still going to cross over to some tempo and speed work or race day, then the 890 V8 will do all of the above extremely well. Or if you're a runner looking for a faster shoe for speed work and for race day, but you don't want to strip everything away from your shoes when it comes to cushioning, comfort and structure, then again, this shoe will handle that extremely well. And what you're left with is a nice, fast, responsive shoe that's going to be really comfortable over them quicker miles. That is another 200-mile shoe review crushed at Run4Adventure. Really hope you enjoyed it, guys. If you did, give us a big thumbs up. Don't forget, if you're enjoying the content on the channel, hit that subscribe button, come along and join the Run4Adventure family. We'd love to have you along. We have left a link in the description, so if you want to find out any more about the FuelCell 890 V8 or any of the other FuelCell shoes within the New Balance range, please click that link below. And comments as always, guys. We want to hear your comments, hear your feedback. Have you run in this shoe? How did you find it? Have you run in any of the FuelCell shoes? Do you find that some are softer, some are firmer? Get them comments down below. Just before we go, guys, I also wanted to mention that we've just filmed and we're just about to upload our first exclusive content to our Patreon page. If you haven't checked it out, you can do so here. But by becoming a patron of the channel, obviously you support the channel and you help us grow, but you also get a lot of perks along the way. So one, being exclusive content. Two, you also get a discount code for Run4Adventure merchandise from run4adventure.uk. And there'll be lots of other goodies along the way. So if you did want to support the channel that way, it would be greatly appreciated. We've got some awesome content planned over the next couple of weeks for you guys at home, and our next 200-mile shoe review is going to be about the Nike Wild Horse 6. That's going to be one interesting review, that's for sure. But thanks for watching, your support is awesome. We will see you in the next video, but as always, stay safe and keep on running.